Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. Today we are going to study the lesson In the Kingdom of Fools by A.K. Ramanujan, and this lesson belongs to CBSE Class 9 Supplementary Reader Moments. So let's get started. So In the Kingdom of Fools is a famous Kannada folk tale adapted from A.K. Ramanujan's folk tales from India. This interesting story talks about a kingdom of fools that was ruled by a silly king and his foolish minister. He, along with his ministers, ordered the people of the kingdom to consider night as day and day as night. They would sleep all day long and perform their daily tasks during the night. So this story forces us to ponder upon this particular statement that you can see in front of you. It is believed that fools are so dangerous that only very wise people can manage them. Who are the fools in this story and what happens to them? One fine day, a guru and his disciple visited the kingdom and were surprised about the rigorous rules set by the king and his ministers. They were more astonished to find out that everything in the kingdom costs just a single rupee. The guru and his disciple were happy initially as they could buy anything by just spending a rupee. However, the guru understood that it was not a wise decision to stay in a kingdom of fools, so he left. His disciple was unwilling to leave the kingdom because of the ready availability of good food at such a reasonable rate. He was a big foodie and ate plenty of food and grew fat in a matter of a few days. One day, a thief broke into the house of a rich merchant by making a huge hole in the wall and sneaked in. While he was returning with the stolen items, the wall of the house collapsed on his head, killing him instantly. However, the thief's brother approached the king and complained to him that the house owner, that is a merchant, should be punished for not building a strong wall. The king immediately summoned the merchant to his court. When the merchant arrived, he blamed the bricklayer for building a weak wall. The bricklayer, an old man, was called to the king's court and pleaded with the king to punish the dancing girl for distracting his attention from work as she went to and fro that street all day wearing jingling anklets. The dancing girl, who had become old now, blamed the goldsmith as he had delayed his work and made her walk up and down that street several times. Soon the goldsmith was brought into the king's court, who said that he was busy tending a rich merchant's orders that time due to some wedding rituals in his family. It was therefore ruled out that this merchant was the same house owner whose wall had collapsed on the burglar. The merchant pleaded that his father was the one who ordered the jewelry and he was dead already. But the king decided to punish the merchant for his father's deeds. A new stake was ordered to proceed with the execution. However, the merchant was extremely thin to fit the execution stake. So the king ordered to search for a fat man to fit the stake. The king's men searched the entire kingdom and found the disciple as an ideal fit for the stake. But as he was innocent, he pleaded with the king not to punish him for others' deeds. Since it was a kingdom of fools, no one listened to him. Waiting for his execution, the disciple then remembered his guru's words and requested him to help him. His guru, who was blessed with magical powers, could see his disciple's condition in his vision. At once he arrived to save his disciple. He quietly whispered some words in his disciple's ears. Then he requested the king to punish him instead of his disciple. However, when the disciple heard this, he requested the king to put the stake on him as he was brought there for execution first. Puzzled about who should die first, the king asked to resolve the conflict. The guru dubiously told him that whoever would die on the stake first would be reborn as a future king of that kingdom. The one who died next would become the key minister of the kingdom. The king was baffled and did not want to lose his kingdom to someone else in the subsequent life. So He had a discussion with his minister and finally concluded that they should go on the stake to continue being the king and minister in the next life. That night, they secretly went to the prison and set free the Guru along with his disciple. The next morning, the king and his minister, who disguised themselves as the Guru and his disciple, were executed on the stake. When the people of the kingdom saw that the king along with his minister were executed, they made the Guru and his disciple as their king and minister respectively. Although the Guru was hesitant initially, he finally gave in and reversed the rules of the kingdom, and the people began leading a normal life like other kingdoms. So, this story teaches us that we should stay away from foolish people, otherwise, we may end up suffering or may fall into trouble for such people. Besides, foolish people need to be dealt with wisdom rather than logic. So, this interesting story was written by A. Krishnaswamy Ramanujan. He was an Indian poet and scholar, and along with being a poet, scholar, professor, he was a philologist, folklorist, translator, and playwright. So that was all, children. Thank you.